Hello and welcome to continue my course. And in this session, we will talk about Linux commands. So basically, we finished the basics of reconnaissance, and now I wanted to shift to Linux commands to make you understand the operating system of Linux, how Kali Linux works, and more. And as usual, we are self-taught guys, so we go on Google, we look for Linux commands, and we start learning. So basically, a lot of commands in Linux, but you don't need to memorize everything, but you only need to know the main commands that you usually use on daily basis and try to use them and memorize them and understand how to use them. So here I have 50 Linux commands that are very useful and we all use a lot. And also here the top 40 essential Linux commands. So I will start and let's talk first about them. I have my Kali Linux here. So let me remove all these things. Okay, delete. Well, actually, let's learn it in the Linux command. So here, let me just increase the size a bit. So ls, now I'm in the root directory. So tail slash stands for the same. ls tail slash also means the same. How this is useful, because let's say sometimes you are in a different directory like this and you want to go to the root directory. So instead of trying to know where are you exactly or where is the root directory exactly, so you just put cd tail slash and now you are in the root directory, and this is why it is useful. So we have the current directory. So first of all, we have the pwd, print current working directory. We are in the Dragon user in the root directory. Okay, ls list the folders and files here. ls-la list them in details. List also the hidden files as well, with including the size, the user, the role, and the read-write as well, permissions as well. So clear to clear the view, and let's be pwd ls. Well, we have these. So let's go to the desktop folder, cd desktop ls, and let's remove these files. So to remove a file, simply rm test2.txt. And it will be removed. But we want to remove all the text files or all the, okay, so to remove test, so now if I hit ls, we removed successfully test2.txt. If I want to remove test, you will see that it cannot be removed because it is a directory. So you can either do remove directory or keep remove, but do it -r test. So remove with the recursive, it will remove everything inside and remove the directory. Let's say you have multiple text files you want to remove. So simply remove te, the star, and we remove all of them. Now we cleared everything. So now we learned major commands, the pwd to print current working directory, the tail slash to go to the directory, the main directory, Dragon, the user, ls to list, cd to go, remove directory, and more. So let's create a directory. mkdir means that make a directory, and let's call it learn. And let's go to the learn directory. And let's create a file. So touch to create a file. Touch app1.txt, and let's write inside this file. So now we have this file. So Nano is a very good editor to use. It's not hard, it's easy, but you need to know how to use it. So let's try typing test, hello, staging, echo, file, search, look, pentest, vapt, by. And to save, so you simply hit Ctrl-O, and it changed file name to write. Yes, put enter, click enter. Now it wrote 10 lines. Now you simply hit Ctrl-X, and we exit it. So Ctrl-O, then enter, then Ctrl-X to exit. And now you see that we have this file. So ls-la, we see the size of the file, and now we want to see the content of the file. Clear to clear. So cat app1.txt. And by the way, if you hit tab, So tab will continue the file instead of writing it. So cat app1.txt, and we got all the lines. So we want to count the lines. So wc-l app1.txt, 10 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So actually, yes, it's actually 10, and this is by default 1 space. So you see that when I type, for example, echo, you see that this is the history. So there is a command here for investigations and forensics, very useful. Let me clear and do it from scratch. So if I type history, I can see all the commands that I wrote. So let's say I want to save these commands. I want to save them. So history, then pipe it, export it to forensics, for example, .txt. And now if I type ls, I have forensics.txt. It is, wow, we have 212 forensics commands. So let's try to open this file, nano forensics, and you see all the commands that I wrote since the place where so yes, all these commands I wrote since the day where I made created the operating system and updated the packages. So this is very good. Control X, if you remember, we exit. Now we can search inside this file. So let's say we need to look for a specific action done by the user. So echo file means that echo, it prints everything inside the file. So remember cat app1. So echo app1 also, it prints the file name. So echo prints everything in the file name. So what I will do is, I put cat forensics, and I need to search for grep. Grep means I'm looking for any command that is related to mv. Mv meaning I need moving files. And I found on the line 73 that I moved a file called test3.txt from the desktop to testing. Well, I need to look for any command that is related to apt, because apt means that I need to update, edit packages, delete something. Okay, and I identified that I updated the package and I upgraded the package, and I list what are the packages to be upgradable, and upgraded the package, and I installed a package called Spice. So I need to look for install. I only installed one package. So this is important. grep searches for everything. You can use find, for example. Find to find some stuff. So I talked about echo by mistake. So let us mention echo. Echo prints everything. So let's say I need to print the famous world. Hello, the famous word, hello world. And I need to put it in program.txt. Before, if you remember, when we created app1.txt, we did touch app1.txt, then nano, then we wrote. Now we did one single command, and the file, sorry, it's my bad, my mistake. Oh, my bad, sorry. Forget about what I did. So the problem is I was missing the double quotes here. Sorry. So echo, we print the words we need, and then we put them in program.txt. And now ls, we have program.txt, cat program, we have hello world. So let's talk about copy, move. So we have desktop learn. Let's create another directory called, or let's create another directory in desktop. If you remember, we do like this, desktop called test. So now we have directory in desktop. So we want to move app1 to test. So move app1 we can either do like this, test app1.txt, and now we know we don't have app1, but if we did ls, this means that go back. So I am in learn, I go back to desktop, now I'm in desktop, I go to test, and I list I have. Instead of doing this, I can simply do desktop test. So this is for the same one. Okay. So move meaning moving the whole file, but you can use copy program.txt to test, and now ls test. I copied the file. So if I hit here ls, I still have the file here. I have 2 hard copies as well. Okay, what else we can do? We can search. So find inside desktop the file that has name called program. There is no file called the program.txt. We have 2 files called program.txt. We have one in the learn directory and one in the test directory. So why this is, it didn't detect anything because there is no program file or folder, but if we hit the star, we're gonna detect them as well. So find is a command where we tell it where to find and the name as well, the file that we are looking for. So we discussed sudo, not yet. So sudo basically is the permission. You see that when I want to write something, if I'm not root, I need to type sudo in order to do it. So apt update, for example. If not, I type sudo. You see permission denied. I cannot update the packages. So sudo apt update, and I type the password, and now I am able to update the packages. So I need the root permission. That's why we type sudo. Okay, what else we have? Sudo pwd cd ls cat cp copy move make directory, remove files, touch to create files, locate to find a file in the database system. So similar like find. Okay, you see find. Similar like a grep, to grab something inside a file. df for the space. So if I type df here, I can know the space. And for example, if I wanna know the size of forensics.txt, du -sh, sorry, forensics, it's 4 kilobytes. So du to know the file size, head, yeah, this is useful. So I wanna look for only the top 5 lines. So I do head -n-5, and I go to forensics.txt. What? Sorry, 5 without dash. Minus, it removes the last 5 lines. So if I want to get the first 5 lines, I simply do head -n for the lines 5. I need the first 5 lines. If I want to get the last 5 lines, so instead of head, I type tail -n5 forensics, and we get the last 5 lines. Head tail diff compare the files, tar for the so tar is useful. Tar -aru, and here you assign the extension, and here cvf. Sorry. Okay, so now we have 4.tar that contains forensics.txt inside. So you see, it is matter of parameters, because I was extracting instead of. So now if I type x, I should now be able to extract. F is missing option F. Anyways, you got the idea. So basically you look for it and you do it. chmod is important. So chmod is assigning the root write permissions. So you see, I only have read permission and write, but without edit probably these things. So what I can do is chmod +x or 999, so plus X, I need full permission for forensics folder. And now you see the difference when I hit LA. So I have the full read-write permission, while before it didn't have the full permission. This is CH mode. CH own, C shown, whatever, jobs, processes. So you have the processes, we can identify the processes running, jobs. So you can know the user, if it is root, the processes number, the path, the date, and much more information. So we will talk more about how to kill a specific processes running and more. Ping, we all know what's ping, to check if there is a specific IP address pinging or not. We all know about this. wget. So actually you can download stuff. You can download a file like this, for example. So if you hit wget and you download the link, you can actually able to download the link, the wget. Sorry, uname. So if I want to identify the information about my system, so uname-a, it's Linux Kali, running ARM, Debian. Okay, Linux uname-i, Unix-uname-n, it is the hostname, Kali, you see. And if I type hostname, actually, I also get hostname. So it's in different methods. Top will display the running processes. History, I already talked about history. Man and other commands. Oh, echo, we mentioned it. Zip, unzip, we mentioned it. Hostname, we mentioned it as well. So if you want to know your IP address, hostname-i, this is only the local IP address, but it's useful, yeah. apt to update, get command. Nano, we've already talked about it. alias, su, and much more. ps, running processes. We already talked about it as well. So you see the 40 popular commands, but we still have who am I? I forgot this. Clear. Sorry. Who am I? I'm Dragon. I'm the user. Kill and unkill, mount for the disk. Okay. Passwd. We already talked about this. Passwd is to change your password. I don't want to change my password. Sorry, guys. Okay. Password unchanged. Yep, and you have more. So I recommend going to digitalocean.com, community/tutorials, Linux command, and read all of them, practice them. They are useful, and write your own notes. So here I have my own notes, for example, for Linux commands, the useful commands. So these commands only to clean the disks, to clean the log files, the temporary files, to empty some important files, to create the archived system logs. So they are important. Everything you will use, just write it here. Active Directory commands, PowerShell, Linux privilege, escalation, and more, because they will help you actually. But you see that sometimes I need to Google search for a specific problem happened with me. If you remember, like zipping, unzipping, tar, compressing files. But it is, it's easy. So Linux is fun and allows you to, have full visibility in the file system. So you don't need to rely on the folder here, where you have the terminal that you can do anything easily here. Okay, guys, exit, the final command to exit the terminal. Okay, guys, see you in the next session.